Hello and welcome to Masks New Generation, and this is our year one version of it with characters being drawn from existing properties, younger versions of those characters in their first year of superheroing, and we have She-Hulk, we have Catwoman, and we have Daredevil. We also have Doctor Strange, who is not joining us today. But I'll go over where we're at, and we'll talk about how we want to frame that up. My name is Lowell, pronouns he, him, and this session is part of the Gauntlet Gaming Calendar. That's an online gaming club / community, and you can find out more about that at gauntlet-rpg.com. That's our website that has all the information on what we do, our calendar, our podcast network, a blog, all kinds of things. We have a free open gaming con happening at the third week in October. You can find out details about that there in case you're like, hey, I'd like to see what all of this is about. It's free and aimed at onboarding people who maybe haven't tried story games or haven't had a chance to play online. Again, you can find all that at the website. So last time, we folded Catwoman into the group and made those connections there. And the group followed up on the incident, the crime from the very first session where there had been a theft at the New York Public Library from the rare materials holding area where a book called The Darkhold had been stolen. This is a powerful book of ancient magics. Group followed up in a number of ways. We also got some home scenes from people, but they most crucially went to a club that was a little more frequented by the weird and the supernatural henchfolk, and had a conversation with the owner that went well and not so well in several ways. But Catwoman was able to go in and find some papers, some bills of lading, and so on, as well as stole a magical artifact. This led them to the classic warehouse on the docks, where Dr. Strange was certain that he had dropped the wards, but in fact had not. The group entered in, where they were confronted by a great stone figure. It led to a fight with this figure and the revelation that there were people in some kind of science-y boxes, one of whom ignited on fire whenever he was taken out of it. Eventually, after several attempts, they were able to put him in and get him effectively sedated. The woman was in the other one, and when that was opened, she simply vanished, and you have no idea what has happened to her. But you were able to get the story that, in fact, all of this was an attempt by this scientist, Reed Richards, to combine magic and technology together to cure his friends who had been transformed in an accident caused by Victor Von Doom. And that Richards had increasingly fallen into despair at being unable to change his friends back, had gotten the Darkhold in an attempt to find new things to save them, had been unsuccessful, and apparently is planning on attacking the Latvian embassy here in New York to essentially attack Victor Von Doom. So now I am cool with following up on that particular plot line if we want to move directly into that, or if you want to wait for Dr. Strange to return, we can table that while you're trying to figure out when and where exactly Reed Richards is going to attack. I am good either way. I believe that you have called authorities to handle these people who have been affected. I believe that was in the cards, but I want to make sure on that. Is that your recollection, Joe?
I don't know if we called them, but I know we discussed it
Okay.
because, like,
Discussed it.
yeah,
Okay.
I was like, what do we do?
Yeah.
Well, uh, uh, let's let's ask this before we get too much further. Let's consider the connection between Catwoman and Daredevil. Catwoman, Joe, tell us again what sort of the public perception is of Catwoman and what the perception you think in the group is of Catwoman.
Um, I think the public perception is like, uh, not great. Like she was, and maybe is still a cat burglar. But like she's also been seen helping out, like in the Brooklyn Bridge incident, which is like, still not like the best press,
Mhm.
but like it's like she's not the worst out there, so she's not like, a high priority for the cops, but like she's definitely wanted for connection to some crimes, probably.
Daredevil, what do you think your take would be on that? You have a pretty strong sense of justice, but you've had this person join who has indicated that they want to fight for justice with a little J, maybe.
Yeah. I think I probably wrestle with trying to get a sense of, okay, is she is she just kind of, dealing with their own issues like everyone is, and just needs some time, or is I don't believe she's a lost cause, right? Like I see the hope, right? And it's just like, it's, everyone's got their path, everyone's got their journey.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to take up, you were, your father had some things that he had to do and that you could not get out of, but you were, essentially texted with details on where you need to go. And I think you would have shown up afterwards and at this warehouse and would have been a little shocked because, I mean, your senses would have been overloaded with the smell of fire and chemicals and all kinds of things when you arrived. But when you get there, you can tell that there's your three team members plus clearly three other persons here in the warehouse. One of them with a very strange heartbeat because they're huge and they clearly are not, human skin. You're getting that kind of bounce off of the rocky skin. And another one is in some kind of mechanical tank in sedation. So She-Hulk, Catwoman, and to the side, Doctor Strange. He's just at the edge of the panel. The artist doesn't want to draw the cape. We see, to start this issue, Daredevil arrives on scene. What do you say, Daredevil?
I think I'm alarmed. What's I've missed something. Was there an accident? I can tell that there's been a fire or something. Is everyone okay?
No accident here. Everything pretty much deliberate.
Most of us
and
are
and
okay.
Geo turns to the the Rocky entity and says, sorry about the punching. I'm She-Hulk.
Just hold his hands up again, kind of does that grunt, unable to speak, but nods.
Okay, well, I don't know what to call you. So anyway, Rock Boy here has some. We got into a fight, but I don't think that they're hostile. But as you probably get, their scientist friend is going to try and confront Dr. Doom soon, which is nothing but trouble. And also, we don't know what to do with these people here to help him out. One of them's vanished. And the others need a place to be, and that there's a huge, and well, it's a mess. Got any ideas?
Whoa. That's a lot of information to take in at once. Okay. So sounds like we need to find, someplace out of sight that we can keep everyone safe for a bit, and I guess stop your friend from. God, they're gonna take on Dr. Doom alone? That's suicide.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
no,
around for
it's-
like
it's-
a marker and pen to give to the rock guy, so maybe he can communicate with us.
Yeah, you have buckets.
I got a belt, yeah.
I think his hands are just like, you can tell that he wants to like hold the pen.
Well, that's why I'm looking for a marker, like
Yeah,
a bit
he's-
nice
yeah,
thick thing.
Yeah,
We need to have one of those like joke markers that they use on TV.
Yeah.
So you hold in both hands.
he kind of just like he looks at that, he touches something else big, and it just kind of gives in his hand. He'll go ahead, he'll reach down and will scratch in the concrete. His name is Ben.
Ben. There, that's a better name. Than whatever I had in mind.
A lot better than Rock Boy.
Yeah, sorry, Ben.
Nods vigorously at that.
You don't seem hurt, so I'm glad about that.
No, he clearly winces a little bit as he sits up. He's like, no.
Ben,
What do you want? Do you want
Sorry,
us to?
Brandon, you
sorry.
stepped over where Joe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Joe.
yeah, I was probably about to say the same thing as She-Hulk, but like, do you want us to contact Shield to help you all out, or just leave you here? Like,
Or-
thumbs up for Shield, thumbs down for leaving here.
See him look around, and he looks over at, of course, the guy in the containment device. He's clearly been here for a while with Reed working on this, and he will hesitantly kind of put his hand up, and he'll give you the thumbs up.
Okay.
Or we could
Well, we also need to
find you
find
another
the woman
place.
that vanished.
Yeah.
And they're better equipped for this. I'm sorry. I don't like them, but or they don't like me. There's mutual dislike.
Daredevil. You don't care if somebody's if is she still here?
Well, let's take a look.
If she's just disappeared, then you can tell, because what do you care?
So
If she's teleported away, or that's a different thing.
So Daredevil, you can certainly pick up She-Hulk and Catwoman, Doctor Strange's heartbeat, the heartbeat of this Rocky guy, the heartbeat of the guy in there, and there is definitely a third heartbeat kind of floating up in the air, and it's like someone's in some kind of bubble. Like you can tell there's some kind of thing sort of blocking your senses a little bit, but somebody is just kind of suspended in the air.
She's here, but I don't know. There's something around her. I can't. She's up in the air. I can't quite figure out what's going on.
Hey, can you hear us? We don't want to hurt you. And we kind of need your help trying to figure out what to do with you.
Won't get any kind of reaction to that.
Okay,
And
is the-
and Ben will shake his hands, and he will go,
she cannot see us, or we can't see her, obviously.
Right. Where's
She
this-
can't see us. She can't hear us. Can she hear us? Oh. Yeah, that makes this difficult, obviously.
She can see us though, maybe. Yeah.
No, he said she can't see or
Can't-
hear us.
Can't see or hear us. Where is this bubble, Matt?
I point up towards into the sky and say it's, what, roughly 20 feet up
Yeah.
that way.
Off the ground, kind of hanging over the floor of the thing.
How big is it?
It's hard to get a grasp on these things. I mean, it's all fuzzy.
Size of a person? Size of a apartment?
It sounds like a regular human's heartbeat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like a human heartbeat.
Are there any more of those foam fire extinguishers? Maybe
Yeah.
we like shoot them up
Yeah.
in the general area to.
I think if you do that, if you spray, we'll get that sort of half outline of, a 5-foot bubble with, the foam kind of dripping off of it, but it'll kind of, enough of it will hang that you can kind of get a sense of the outline of that. Once you do that, and, you can jump or stack things up and it will move if it is pushed.
Yeah, jump up and grab it.
Yeah.
And just drop down with it.
Yeah, kind of had to get up on top of it to get your weight to kind of force it down, but you can absolutely get it down onto the ground. And it is remarkably solid, even though it is completely invisible.
I looked to Ben. Did your friend do this?
Doom.
Oh, Doom did this too.
Doom does this to all of them. Sounds like.
I think we should do as Ben requested and contact Shield. They have more science people than the three of us know what to do with. Like,
God, I wish my brother was here.
oh, the Hulk? I don't know how that would help, but okay.
He wasn't always the Hulk.
Oh. I'm gonna try and find a phone, I guess.
Okay.
So I imagine that there is some kind of Shield hotline number.
Yeah, usually, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
there's gotta be.
Yeah.
And I imagine that you probably have a burner phone on you just by
Yeah.
the nature of your work.
That's
So,
true.
a minute's worth of footage shot of the area, plus some notes sent kind of anonymously to the Shield location, suggest to you that they will be on their way.
All right, well, I'm gonna wait with Ben because, like, I'm not gonna abandon him.
We're not in really good odor with Shield. Right?
No, but like, we did this.
Yeah, I mean, we can wait nearby and watch them and watch until they're here.
Yeah, but Ben can't communicate with them.
Well, you can. It's just hard.
Feel free to
Fine,
wait nearby.
fine. No, God, no. If you're going to be here, I'll still be here.
Ben will turn to you and will look and will kind of, like, it clearly knows that you three might be in trouble if Shield comes, and he will do the gesture. He'll kind of reach out and maybe, like a there gesture that's a little harder than he intends it to be, but will tap you on the shoulder and he'll say, Bro. He'll point to Reed's notebook and point to you like that's what something needs to be done about that.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Do-
we're not, if we're in shield custody talking, debriefing them, we're not going to be helping and
Yeah.
stopping Reed
So, like,
from attacking,
So I'll
from
hold
starting
up.
another war. Oh gosh.
So I'll grab the notebook and look them in. Do you want us to take this or leave this with Shield? Take this, thumbs up. I shouldn't ask too many questions at once.
He will give you the thumbs up. Like you have the sense that maybe he doesn't want that book that
Okay.
shows how crazy Reed is
Okay.
in
Gotcha.
Shield's hands.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
So let's let's
I think
get
we
out of here.
we cut to the roof of another warehouse. Within about 40 minutes, there'll be that arrival of a local SHIELD team dispatch. They roll out. They secure the area. They go in. You don't hear any gunfire or anything like that. And it looks like they have locked down the situation. They clearly call for a larger transport truck to move the materials here and Ben. When he comes out, he's not in cuffs. He's being walked out to this large truck. He does take a look around to see if he can see you guys, and then he will go in. You have the sense they're not looking around for anybody else, so he clearly hasn't given them any indication on your presence there.
I think we did the right thing.
Well, we
Yeah,
did it. We did what we did.
Yeah.
So now, we got to, how are we going to stop Reed Richards from starting another freaking war without knowing where he is or what he's planning to do? I guess we're just
Where so time out before I say this. Did
Yes.
Strange just up and vanish?
Yeah, I think there is
Okay.
that moment where he does the cloak swirl and he's gone kind of thing.
Okay. So
I think
where did Strange?
I think he says something unexplained and mystical first, such as the energies of the other require my attention.
Yes, and
Gotta
then
be kidding.
he goes, oh, curfew, and then he's gone.
Gotta be kidding. So should we? I don't know. Should we go try to stop this Reed guy?
Yes.
Okay.
He's clearly not. He's clearly. I mean, he's not. I don't know if he's crazy, but he's clearly desperate, and he thinks he's alone and doesn't have other resources. And if he goes and confronts Doom straight up, I mean, the worst thing that he could do is be
Look,
successful.
You had me at yes.
Okay. Yes. Fuck yes. Heck yes, I guess, in this genre.
So, I think the target, and I think a quick scan of the local news will show that there is a Latverian embassy here in New York. That there are Latverian protesters outside of it because the de facto head of state, Victor von Doom, is here in New York to address a council at the United Nations later today. But that's essentially what you can pick up. This is one of those things where no one particularly wants him here, but he's sort of invoked his right to speak before certain meetings of the UN. and he's making a grand show of it. He's made a show of repatriating Latvian exiles who were here in the United States, who fled, that he's giving them amnesty and welcoming them back. And a few people have taken him up. You have the sense people have been bought off to come and wave with Dr. Doom and present him as a benevolent leader. But there's a lot of protests and things like that.
Is there anything in the notebook like that Reed wrote that indicates a plan of any sort?
Are you saying that you're assessing the book?
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay, let's have you roll, Selena,
All right then.
and then I'm going to check in with Daredevil and then She-Hulk.
Let's see, superior.
And Criminal Mind will operate, I'm sure.
A 9 total.
A 9 total.
I will. You know what? I'll spend team selfishly.
Okay. So the team that we start the session with is gone.
Yep.
And how is it that you
All right. Like as we're like heading towards that embassy, we were all like debating what to do. I'm like, oh my god, I got to do everything myself, don't I? Because I like pull. Also, because I'm the only one holding it, but like it's just the really bratty way of like being like, I'm so much better at this, and I was the criminal. Come on. I was the criminal smarter than the two heroes. Come on.
So you believe? Yes.
Yeah. So bump my superior up to make that a 10, and I will lower my savior.
Yeah, criminals are always smarter until they get caught.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but I'm a successful criminal.
So you can modify those questions a little bit, but what do you think? What is it you want to know first of the 2 questions?
Well, I think like as to. So actually like Criminal Mind really helps with this because like one of my questions is what here is useful or valuable to me, like in this book.
So I think it's pretty clear that he doesn't, he's looked at the route, he's looked at the UN, doesn't want to attack at the UN, doesn't want to attack on the route, but he is going to essentially, you can see there's a map of the area outside the embassy.
Okay.
And I have a strong sense that is a location. Like he's probably going to attack when Doom comes out, when he goes on the move. So that's your first question. I think that gives you some strong information.
Yep. And then let's see. Or let's see. So based off all these readings, how can I best infuriate or provoke Reed? I have a feeling I might know what the answer is, but I don't know. Better safe to ask it.
Well, certainly anybody protecting Doom would infuriate him. People doing that. I would also say that he is incredibly vulnerable in the fact that he has absolutely failed.
Yeah, that's like what I was thinking.
To help his friends. I think those are 2 tactics. One thing is you don't know exactly what Reed can do.
Yeah.
Both supernaturally and how this accident has changed him.
Gotcha.
And you have +1 forward acting on those questions.
So yeah, like obviously, all right. So we should scope out the exit route of the embassy, like because that's probably where this Reed guy is gonna strike. Not in the embassy and not at the UN, like probably So like we should get to the rooftops, keep an eye out and be ready to dive in to protect Dr. Doom.
Yeah.
Daredevil, what do you think? What do you want to do here? How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, it's really weird to say protect Dr. Doom, but it feels like the right thing, right? Like, while I sympathize with Dr. Reed's plight, like this is not the way to go about it. I'm curious about the area outside of the embassy that might be where this is going to happen. Is that where the protesters are at, or that's a different
Yeah,
area?
here's the thing is, it's very clear. There's no parking garage or anything. It's very clear to you just by the way that the building is laid out and the way things are presented that Doom is simply going to walk through the protesters.
Yeah.
To get to his car and very deliberately, like there are going to be a couple of cars out there waiting for him, and he is going to act without any kind of fear or worry.
Yeah. I look at the others and say, we're going to need someone in the crowd. And I think I can probably blend a bit better than the two of you. So I'll be down there. And if you get eyes on Reed, you let me know.
We don't know what he looks like.
Well, but maybe we'll see someone make a move, right?
Yeah, that's what we have to keep an eye out for. So
Yeah.
So now we know, Matt, that you haven't revealed your secret identity to any of your compatriots.
Oh, that's right.
So how are you going to disguise yourself? Do you have the slouched hat down and the collar turned up kind of thing?
I'm a teen, so it's a hoodie.
Okay.
We're gonna go with a hoodie in this case. Probably some sort of like one of my dad's old like boxing, sweat hoodies.
Yeah. Brandon?
Have a protest sign.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like people handing them out too.
You can hold it in front of your face. No one could recognize you no one would know it was you in a million years.
Yeah, conveniently every look, every angle, right? I've got the sign
leveled like right here, of course.
Yeah, you're just holding, I mean, everybody's going to look at the sign.
And we've established that you have the season 1 black mask to pull over your face to conceal your identity should you need to. So I'm assuming that's kind of back up in the hoodie. So you can quick change. What about you, She-Hulk? What are you doing?
Well, I mean, Dr. Doom's a war criminal.
Well,
but he's got diplomatic immunity. But he's got diplomatic immunity, and it wasn't. Yeah, and yes, I know they never proved it.
Plus, the U.S. isn't very good about their assignment to The Hague. There's a lot of complications.
Yeah, no, but he's Jennifer is as a pre-law student is like, okay, he's clearly a war criminal, but they haven't proved it, and he has diplomatic immunity, and any kind of serious attack on him will provoke an international incident, and Latveria exists because of its extraordinary ability to defend itself, notwithstanding its small size and influence compared with its neighbors. And so almost the worst thing that could happen were if Reed were to succeed. And we know he's a brilliant scientist. So whatever he can do, however this thing has changed him, he might be able to come up with a super weapon that could take Doom down. Just a big gun. So I'm going to be a jump away.
Okay.
Is where I'm going to be. I'm going to crouch behind some building crenellations to where I can get there in one super jump.
Okay. Absolutely.
So also that way I'll have a bird's eye view of everything and be able to tell people what's going on.
Absolutely. And Catwoman?
Yeah, I think like I'll be on like the nearby rooftops. It's like very tempted to jump over to the embassy rooftop, but I'm like, it's probably not a good idea.
Yeah, the Latvians are notoriously protective of their interests, and you're
Mhm.
unsure what kind of alarms or defenses they might have out there.
Yeah, like part of me is like the thought bubble is like, should I just break in and get caught to warn him? Or that might go real bad and like the instinct, like the spider sense, or but it's not like really a spider sense, but it's just like she gets like, ooh, just got a shiver thinking about that. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Jennifer, just, Jennifer looks up at your thought bubble and shudders.
So, Matt, Dr. Doom, go home. There are protesters out there. They've got signs. Their security at the gates who are kind of keeping people back. There are a couple of limos parked out in front. The police have some barricades a little ways down the street to try and handle traffic. And you are waiting there. So, Matt, I think this is an opportunity for you to unleash your powers with your super senses.
Let's do it. Let's see. Sorry, I have to remind myself how mask works. Unleash powers. Roll with freak. There we go.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. What is my freak? -1.
-1.
Fantastic.
So you are going into a fight against a superior foe. Let's actually walk through that before we go too much further.
Okay.
Here is the question. Who is the team leader? All right. Given that there's
Me?
Daredevil, do you think that Catwoman is the team leader?
No.
Okay.
Good.
All right. So right now, I think we're just going to give you, I think same purpose is 3, but mistrust because we don't exactly know who the team leader is. I think we're down to 2 team in the team pool just to establish that. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and roll with Freak, Daredevil.
I did, and I got a 10.
10.
Wow.
So we see you concentrate. We see that ping of things. You're in this crowd. Is that having to concentrate to get through all of those things. You hear the sounds of the door opening. You hear the heavy stomp of Doom coming out, followed by his attaches. The smell of metal oil, like clearly his vanity means that he has to polish it up so that it looks good out here for the people. There's a lot of anger, sweat. There are clearly a couple people in the crowd who are plants to agitate, to make the situation worse, to make Doom look better. I mean, you can tell who they are. And then I think there's that moment where you get that sense and you realize that there is something moving in the sewers underneath the street, like something big, and then there's some other things with that big thing. And they are definitely, like, as this is going on, moving closer to 2 of the manhole areas there. What do you want to do?
So I'm guessing we've probably got some like walkie-talkies or something.
You got earbuds and a phone kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure how sophisticated we were. But I'll
Earphones.
come over and say, oh yeah, that's true. Yes, earphones. I'm like, I think we're watching the wrong side. There's something in the sewer. They're underground. And I'm immediately start moving towards the closest manhole.
Okay. Doom is coming down the sidewalk, walking to the front gates. The guards are opening the doors as this comes over. What do you do, She-Hulk?
Yeah, I'm going to, well, I got it. I can't go down to where Matt is because people will see and it'll be a thing. But there's another manhole around the corner.
Gonna rush down that way and try to make your way up from behind, kind of thing?
Yeah, jump down that way, yeah, just pitch the manhole cover into the bushes and dive in there.
We'll see you charging through the sewers here, drop down. They're convenient comic book sewers, so it's easy to drop down and splash through. And I think you'll kind of run and kind of take this turn, and you'll see this red light, and you will see this big blocky figure kind of turn around to face you. It has just this like space where there ought to be an eye, and it's kind of glowing red, and it's got these lumpy fists, and it mindlessly begins to walk towards you. You can see there are more of them behind it. Catwoman, what are you doing?
I'm getting like ready, like if they pop out, like I've got to be ready to like leap in because it'll take too much time to get down there. It'll cause too much of a scene to like leap down in the middle of the crowd and go in during all that. But like,
Then I think what you'll see is two manholes, the closest two on this street, go flying up into the air, thrown up by these hands that have extended out. And the area around the manholes kind of cracks open, and you will see these figures, these blocky figures with these red eyes come starting to swarm out onto the street, even as this other shape begins to like a great shadow extend itself up from one of the manholes. And you see this just pained, blackened face of this person who has been overtaken by madness and has drunk deep from this book of corrupted sorcery.
oh great. So yeah.
So you will see that. Doom, Doom has hit the front gates. Matt, Daredevil, I think the thing you realize, and I'll let you take your action then immediately after I tell you this, is that Doom's heartbeat doesn't change. Like he has been expecting this. And people start screaming around you, and there's chaos as these figures come out, and Doom has kind of stepped out onto the street. What do you do, Daredevil?
All right. As people start screaming and running about in the chaos, I drop the protest sign. I start to, just quickly unzip the hoodie, throw the mask on, quick costume change, and I'm going to actually jump in front of Doom.
Okay.
And tell him, get inside.
Let's have you roll defend.
Let's see, that is with Savior.
Yes.
Just flat for me. All right.
Although don't forget the mask.
Right.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You can
Once per
swap those
session.
things. Yeah.
Swap your mundane and savior.
Yeah, and I think that's
affirm, you have to affirm your heroic identity.
I feel like that's what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Affirming my
definitely.
heroic identity.
Pulling it on, getting moving.
Especially since this is definitely a for the greater good kind of
Absolutely.
scenario.
You don't want to help Doom, but
Yeah. Okay, that is a 13.
that is a 13. So you leap in the way, and the first set of these mindless ones that come rushing up towards you, you are, billy clubs out, knocking them down to the ground. They're clumsy. You're fast. You've got that line on your club that you can tangle up. What else do we see you do that is awesome on panel?
Sorry, I was trying to read the defend instructions as you're describing that. So you said they rush forward. I'm what?
You're like tangling them up and knocking them. They're these big, like they're like 4.5 feet tall stone things with these eyes that are glowing.
Yeah, and I think it's Daredevil's acrobatics that's so impressive as he's like effortlessly sliding through the legs of one, spinning one around. One goes to punch him and he ducks and it punches the other in the eye.
Nice. And you get off defend, you get a choice of things. What would you like to do? Add team, take influence over doom, or clear condition?
I mean, I have to take influence over doom.
It's like, how can you not?
Oh yeah, take influence over doom. Doom steps back and he says, "Oh yes, protect me, American hero."
That accent was very.
We're gonna talk about that cheesy accent later.
Okay. She-Hulk, you've got a set of mindless ones blocking your way up to the area. They're kind of moving to intercept you. What do you want to do?
Well, these aren't Reed.
Right.
They're in the way. So I'm going to brace myself and shoulder charge and just, linebacker charge them. So I need to get to where Reed is, and these guys are just obstacles.
Yeah, so let's unleash your powers to get through them, to get them out of the way, to get up to the area and not have to worry about them as an obstacle.
Yep. Seven.
That is a 7. Do you want to mark a condition? I think you probably do.
I do want to mark.
Yeah. And what are you marking? He said, knowing what you were going to say.
That's the one I always have trouble with, of course. It's like I'm angry. I'm angry that I'm angry this whole situation exists. Actually, I'm angry that we're defending a supervillain. I'm angry that I'm angry at how we're going to look. It's because nothing good can happen. Right. And so I'm pissed off that these people are there, and it's just like, get out of my way.
And I imagine that we see, mindless ones go flying, tear up through the street. You come, flying out of there, and you're up, in the location close to where the Doom Reed situation is, and like you're in the middle of it. Catwoman.
Yep.
What do you want to do?
I'm gonna leap down right in front of Reed, face off with this not quite there looking person.
He's stretched. He's elastic. He's distended. He looks like Rob Liefeld drew him. Unnatural.
Hey, Reed, I need you to calm down. You need to listen to me. Is this really what you think Ben would have wanted you to do?
Ooh.
Yeah.
I feel like you're trying to provoke him, right?
I am. Yes.
And what is it you want to have happen? I mean, hesitate?
Yeah, I'm trying to get him to like pause and like think about his friends that he left behind. It's like,
yeah. And
how is this going to help your friends?
You have +1 forward on this from your.
I do. So provoke. Oh, geez. Well, thank God I had that +1 forward.
What'd you get?
A 7. I rolled 3.
Almost a miss. Notwithstanding a +4.
Oh my gosh.
That was wow. Could have been. I
think that they do like kind of hesitate for a second, and But then you hear Doom say that, just protect me, American hero. And like his eyes get wide. But I think you'll see, like, as he shifts, you'll realize that he has that book like inside his form. Like he's elastic and he has put it in there. And you'll realize where it is. Does that seem fair?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So he is stretching, making his way over towards Doom. Daredevil.
I take it
Yeah.
Doom's not listening to me.
He stepped back. He's allowing, he's not going inside, but he's definitely allowing you to protect him from this threat.
Yeah, and I really want to get him out of the situation because him being here is only gonna keep escalating it.
Do you want to try and provoke Dr. Doom?
I think so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, and you have influence over him now. So you're going to get that bonus, a +1 to it.
Let's see. And okay, so I have 1 in superior and then a +1 for influence.
And we've got two
And
team in the team pool.
you switched your you switched your mundane and Swift Savior, if I recall.
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
And do I don't recall. Do I need to change that on my sheet or it goes
Yeah.
back
No,
afterwards?
No,
You'll
you-
go back. It will go back afterwards. You can change it now or however you want to handle it.
Okay.
I'm good either way.
Well, even with my +1, I rolled 2. I rolled snake eyes. And so
Oh,
I don't see a feasible way to even get this to a passing roll.
That is true. And I think you kind of turn to Dr. Doom. What do you say to Dr. Doom?
I think Matt is, just a little naive and hoping that Dr. Doom is going to go along and say, you being here is only making things worse. Get inside.
And he kind of looks down at me and goes, oh no, my plan is not yet finished. And you can tell, like, he's pushed all of this. He's arranged all of this. He's pushed the buttons. And I'll tell you what you can tell, like he is here for that book. And I think I want you to mark a condition.
I am going to mark afraid.
Yeah, you're right in front of Doom. You can hear the crackle of the power in his gauntlets. You can smell all the energy in the air around him. He is a dangerous person and things are going as he wanted. Wasn't sure who would come, but that's fine. You're just kids.
Right. And the ability to mastermind something like this is scary.
Yeah. Jennifer, Catwoman is trying to talk down Reed. Reed isn't having any of it. Doom is still there, not listening to Daredevil. And there are these mindless ones, literally mindlessly running amok in the crowd.
I'm not good at crowd protection. So
No, if you want to leave him to be hurt, you can go ahead and do that.
well, I suck at it. I think, okay, Catwoman hasn't, I don't know what the other people have learned. But I know that Reed has to be the instigator here. And so my first thought is I need to get him away from here. So I'm going to go after him.
Okay, let us have you. I think this is definitely directly engage. Get
Yes.
up on this this foe. So let's have you roll danger.
That's a 9.
I'm a help.
It's a 9. Catwoman, how do you help as you see She-Hulk come running out?
So like, you know, I was trying to provoke Reed and like now that She-Hulk's charging at him from behind, like that's when like I want to like, do some like quick whip stripes and kick. I'm aiming like trying to kick the book like back through his weird elasticy body. So maybe like to help like, hey, like as I notice Jen charging, maybe she's shouting as well. And like to point that out for her is like, hey, and like we need to get that out of him. While also like, fighting.
So one team left in the team pool. As you slam into him, of course, as he stretches, as you slam into him, what are your 2 picks?
Let's see. I'm going to resist harm from him.
Okay.
I don't know what he can do, but stretchy people give me an itch. And I'm going to rip that book right out of him.
Okay. You will grab that book from him. You get a hold of that as he kind of stretches back, and you will see him kind of fly back and his arms stretch out, and you will see them scoop up cars. They get huge, and he is like rubber banding that he is going to rubber band back and start flinging vehicles.
Yeah, I'd say bring it, crazy bastard.
Catwoman.
Yeah, I can't stop him from flinging vehicles. So I guess. All right, okay. As like he's doing that thing, I'm gonna like climb up him as I like, I don't know, maybe like try to like blind him a bit. Basically, I want to like draw his attention away.
Okay.
As I like, start leading, maybe like I'll leap if you want to do a handoff with the book, as I'm basically trying to like pull Reed away from Doom in the crowd.
So we can do this a couple ways. We could read this as provoke, or you just want his attention focused on you. But it does feel more like oh, you have a move. Oh,
yeah.
So
are you watching
got.
Closely when you mislead, distract, or trick someone?
Ooh, okay. Let's do that one.
Yeah. Oh, and I think totally in this, if she succeeds, that Jen flips the book to her.
Okay. Roll plus appear, and I get +1 forward for using team to help as well. So
yeah.
Roll 14. Okay.
14. Choose 3.
Yep. I confused them for some time.
Good.
Yeah. Expose a weakness or a flaw, and get an opportunity because I'm not trying to avoid entanglement.
Literal.
Yeah, I'm literally trying to.
I think you will realize that it is taking a great deal of his concentration. Like this isn't just like a casual like superpower. Like there is a great deal of concentration in holding a shape for him. And I think that's the weakness that you can see as you kind of crack his concentration. Like you'll see this ripple go along him.
Okay.
And
I'll totally like, yeah, no, that's totally fair. And I'll like totally like shout that over the comms. I'm like, hey, the stretching thing is not easy for him.
And yeah, you catch the book, Daredevil. You see, like you can see Doom's attention shift when that book pops out into Jen's hands, and then it's thrown through the air over to Catwoman. And you can feel the brace as Doom is about to act.
Yeah. I have a quick question about the game face move. When you commit yourself to save someone or defeat a terrible enemy, market condition, take +1 ongoing to all rolls in direct pursuit of that goal. So my question is about the phrasing defeat a terrible enemy. Does that, what does that really mean? Does that mean like Doom is done for and never to be heard of again, or Doom would be,
if you wanted to stop Doom's plans, like you defeating him in this case is stopping his plan.
Yeah.
would be a reasonable read of that.
Okay. So yeah, I think, right, like the past prior panel, we saw like this like visible strip, facade of fear come over Matt, and then little game face on as I sense he's about to spring out, and I'm just like, all right. I come right over the comes. I go, get the book away. I'll stop Doom. And I'm gonna, game face on and directly engage Doom.
Excellent. Let's have you roll directly engage a threat, +1 ongoing. There's one team left in the pool.
So if I'm doing all the math right, I have +1 for influence over Doom.
Yeah.
And then I need to mark a condition. Okay, so I have to mark a condition for using game face. I'm gonna go angry.
Okay.
And then so now I have +1 from that as well. So that's +2. But then since I'm afraid, directly engages at -2. So I think I'm flat.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. And that's a 6.
That is a 6. There's
There's a
one
team,
team
yeah.
left
Do
in
you
the
wanna
team
use it?
pool. Do you want to use it selfishly?
Yeah, let's do it.
What does that look like? Like, is it just that you're like, I'm going to take on Doom myself, or is it something else that kind of shows that you're doing this kind of outside of the team?
I think it's that. I think it's just, you get this figure of small, kind of thin Teen Matt up against big, broad Doom, and it's just clearly like way outweighed.
Awesome. You stretch up, you get to pick one.
I think
directly
Joe wanted
engage.
to say
Oh,
something.
Joe, yeah.
It could also be like we came to focus on Reed, and you're like, nah, I'm dealing with Doom.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What do you want as your pick on directly engage a threat?
Let's create an opportunity for my allies.
Okay. So kind of knock him off balance. What do you think that is?
I imagine I'm mostly a pest and an annoyance, right? Just keeping him from going from point A to point B.
Getting in his way.
Yeah, getting his way, irritating. And I think there is that moment when he's trying to move forward to get up close to the book, that you're getting in his way, and he just raises that gauntlet and poof, lets loose into you. I need you to take a powerful blow.
So that is with conditions, which I have 2 marked. All right, and I got a 5.
Look at you. The good news is,
Yeah.
A, you don't take anything. B, you get to mark XP.
Yeah.
So what happens? How is it that you evade that?
I think just as he lifts the gauntlet up, I do this like back somersault and bringing the legs up, kick his arm up into the sky, and it blasts that way.
The blast hits a building. I think the other thing is that there are people on camera that like have their phones out, and it looks like Doom attacked you, like unprovoked attacked you.
Yep.
She-Hulk.
Okay.
Reed is still up, but
yeah.
Daredevil is
Yeah.
tangling with Doom.
Reed's up,
But confused. He's going to be unable
Selena's
to
got the
focus
book.
for a bit.
Yeah, Selena's got the book, and I need to take Reed down.
Okay.
He is an incredible danger. So
How do you want to strike at him now?
do. That's an 8.
8. And you said Reed, right?
Yeah.
Who you're attacking? Okay. So what does that look like on panel? Like how is She-Hulk attacking this enormous stretched guy?
She-Hulk bounds forward and grabs part of him.
Okay.
You know, just gets a fistful of of Reed and pull and yanks.
Yikes.
So like the car, he drops everything as she body slams him, essentially.
Boom. What do you want as your pick for the 7 to 9?
I'm actually going to I'm going to avoid getting hurt,
Okay.
and I'm actually going to sorry, I can't resist. I'm going to use Bull in a China Shop
Okay.
to get hold of Reed. And basically what it is I body slam him into the asphalt. And down he goes.
Yeah. Smash through, drives the sidewalk, collapses as he's driven back down in. We see, the legs stretched down into this thing, maybe an arm out, but you are down there in the sewer with him. He is has swept up where you've grabbed on and has kind of enveloped you at this point, but you're still in control. Like even with him trying to suffocate you, you have no problem, and you are right on top of him.
So my second option I'm taking is I'm basically taking him.
But you got did you get a 10 plus?
No, China Shop lets me take a second.
Oh, that's right. A second thing.
Take a second one.
Yeah. So yes, he's down away from anybody.
And I've got a hold of him.
Okay. The mindless ones are tearing through the crowd. People are flying every which way. Catwoman.
I'm looking through this book, assessing the situation. I'm like, there's a lot of big, strong things here.
Where's Strange?
So
you hear
Catwoman,
frustrated voice.
When you attempt to use the Darkhold to dismiss the mindless ones, please roll. I think this is probably freak. Yeah,
Checks out. Makes sense. Is there anything in here that can stop this? All right. Okay.
You're like glad that he's a scientist, because maybe there's some tabs on the edge of the Darkhold there that you're flipping to.
Yep. Fingers crossed. All right. I got an 8. So
got it 8. So
I'll mark a condition.
Yeah, let's have you mark a condition.
Let's see. Kind of insecure right now. Okay.
And the thing is that you feel the Darkhold reach out into you, into your worst impulses there, and even as you do that, you feel some of it linger in there, kind of a shadow that stays with you. But what does it look like? How on panel when you do that incantation to get rid of the mindless ones? What do we see?
Yeah, I'm just reading it off, but in the art, there's I guess maybe it's I'm not very good at describing art stuff, but normally it's bright and sunny day while we're fighting, but there's a shadow falling over, oh, if you're okay with this,
yeah,
I don't know if you're familiar with Eclipso, but there's
shadow,
the moon
perfect.
shadow coming over part of her face as she's reading all this stuff off. To shut down or dismiss the mindless ones.
So are they sucked into the book? Are they sucked into dimensional portals? Do they just vanish? What do we see?
Them? I think they're they're all just sort of sucked like a vacuum back towards the book.
You're trying to hold on to it even as these things are flying into it.
Yeah, artist note, there's the little the black diamond obsidian gem on the back of the book that they're all getting sucked into, I guess.
Absolutely. You can see that the mindless ones are vanishing. Dr. Doom is furious. You see that She-Hulk is gotten Reed away from here. Doom is getting ready to move to try and get over towards where Selena has the book. Daredevil. You still got +1 ongoing versus Doom.
Any influence.
Yep. And I'm not gonna let him head that way.
Okay. Do you want to do this as defend Selena, or do you want to do this as directly engage Doom? Oh, Selena, yes.
As a reminder, Daredevil, when you spent your team selfishly, you got to raise your danger up and then lower another stat.
Oh,
So that way you still have a +1 in danger on top of your extra bonuses. Yeah.
Gotcha.
You shift your labels when selfish. You just give someone a +1.
I always
when
forget
helping.
the shifting and the selfish. Thank you.
No problem.
Then I'm gonna, I'll raise my danger and I'm gonna lower my superior.
Okay.
No, I think because Daredevil is afraid and angry of Doom. He's still kind of trapped in his own mind at this point, and directly engaging versus thinking about, I feel like he's less aware of the external situation than he normally would be.
Absolutely. Let's have you roll.
Okay, so I was flat before, but my danger has gone up by 1, so it should be a +1. And that's an 8.
That is an 8. So what do you want to pick? And what does that look like?
I want to impress, surprise, or frighten the opposition.
Okay.
Um,
Because you're going to knock him back. How does
Mhm.
that happen?
I think it's just the speed of Daredevil and the ability to sort of outmaneuver this big bulky figure, right, and like quickly darting around. Maybe I'm able to like trip him up, like sweeping the legs or something like that, but just clearly, like, I feel like I've proven myself to be more of an annoyance than he probably expected.
Absolutely. I think that like he drops, but he catches you with that last blast as he's kind of knocked back onto varying grounds there. Let's have you two take a barrel for blow. Let's see what happens with that. But he is knocked back there and is shocked and kind of enraged.
Sounds good. I also want to take advantage of my influence on this one as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that happens before or after I roll.
Let's have you roll, and then let's see.
All right. So 2 conditions. That's another 5.
Wow.
Whoa, nice. He wrote the roller. So
I
Mark,
got the cheat codes.
yeah, mark another potential.
Dr. Doom's nothing to Daredevil. Said no comic ever until now.
Until next time.
I think what you'll see, and I'll let you apply your influence here, but I think you see Doom's kind of knocked down, and his guards have grabbed him and they're starting to drag him back to the embassy because they're there to protect him. And they're pulling him away. What do you want to do with your influence?
I'm going to inflict a condition.
Okay. What do you want to inflict?
It's the same conditions we have, right?
Yeah.
If I may suggest one.
I want to inflict insecure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's like, oh yeah, that would infuriate him too.
Yeah. I think they grab him, and I think like he's like unsure what's going on. This woman just managed to use the dark hold. You are up in his face. He's getting dragged back, and he's yelling, but maybe not fighting, being pulled back as much as he might otherwise. And you can see his eyes wide as he, you can't, but we see on panel, we see the eyes wide. You can, his heartbeat, you can feel that anger directed at you as he gets pulled back into the embassy. And I think there's that moment, Jennifer, like, how does it look when you kind of bust out, when you kind of like drop Reed, like, what's the last step here?
You mean when I take him down?
Yeah, like he's already got both his conditions marked. So what does that look like?
The she but basically, holding him, she backhands him and he goes limp. But and she says, I'm going to help you whether you want it or not.
And it's that backhand, and then he's like, all of him retracts, and then he's like goo. You can still kind of hold on to him, but you can see him just like goes out and he can't maintain his form. And Catwoman, you've got this book.
I know.
Beautiful gem on the back, ancient text. Nobody would miss if the gem was gone.
It's just should I take a powerful blow?
I do. I think so.
Yeah. I like this. I like it a lot. It's bad.
Is this a psychological blow?
Yeah.
It's magic. I mean, this shit's crazy.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but if
Oh, yeah,
if
totally.
there's anything visible, Jennifer's going to intervene
Oh yeah. it's like
because you're
We'll see what
Just
the results
get your
are
her
here.
love.
Let's see.
11.
okay. Yeah, I'd like
so
to
well, let's
So
exercise my
like
option.
I think let's see. Yeah, no, I want to remove myself from the situation. I'm gonna just like run off with this book because like this is mine now. Like
And-
that's what like she's thinking. Like
and I think I think this is a good place for us to take our break.
oh,
She
can you
hold,
describe the panel?
yeah,
As she run her off and like that moon that was like flashing earlier, it's just like like much more solid as like she's leaping across like the rooftops, like clutching it very tightly.
absolutely. That gives us a good follow-up scenes afterwards. We'll come back to that. Let's take 10 for our break. And when we come back, we'll see where everybody is in the aftermath of this. And Catwoman engaging with Eclipso's gem, She-Hulk looking for Catwoman, Daredevil trying to keep themselves a little bit out of the spotlight there. But let's take 10 and then we'll come back. So they're picking up the people who who were injured in this. New York authorities are on their way. Catwoman's gone. Daredevil. She-Hulk has Reed incapacitated. The Latverians have withdrawn. What do we see you do?
I think I'm going to, when I realized that Catwoman is missing, I think those thoughts start coming back about, okay, is this, there's a quick question of like, did she just take the book and run? I'm like, no, that can't be it. She
Right.
did what I asked. I told her, get the book away. She took it away. Okay, that's good. All right, we got to get Reed to safety, and help him. So I think what I'm not doing is I'm not going to pick up the discarded clothes that I had changed out of. I'm just staying in my costume, and I'm going to go and look for She-Hulk and help with getting Dr. Reed out of here before Shield or whoever shows up to try and take him, because I think we maybe want to talk with him first. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So Daredevil, you'll rush over to where She-Hulk is. She-Hulk, you've got Reed incapacitated. What do you say to her, Daredevil?
We should probably get moving. I don't think we've got much time. Are you okay?
Should we call Shield, or do you want to talk to him?
I I think maybe we should try and get through to him first. If Shield gets them, I don't know what they're gonna do.
Catwoman's not answering your text.
I think that's okay. I think she just got the book out. We'll get in touch with her again.
Is there a nearby place? Well,
Like what do you mean nearby place? What kind of place?
just some sort of abandoned spot where we could get Reed out of the
It's
eye.
Marvel, New York. So yeah, I think
Yeah,
that
okay.
that's appropriate. So we'll cut to you from you three getting off scene before the authorities come, before they can get sight on who Reed is.
Right.
And we'll see the three of you getting him off to safety. And we'll come back on that in a moment. Catwoman, where do you go?
Oh, I don't know. I think she's like running until like she finds like a nice, secluded, creepily drawn place. It's probably not the opera house crawl space
Right.
that they hang out in. Let's try to think of like some. I can't think of any like named locations, but like yeah, it's probably like on top of like yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But like
But like we're on a building top. We've got the gargoyles and stuff. And
yes, like there's gargoyles around, of course, and maybe like it's like she's broken into some like old, like unused apartment
Mhm.
that's like
Well,
being remodeled or something.
yeah, we got the plastic flapping in the wind from the balcony windows open, and furniture is covered, but you kind of set yourself down. Now that you've had a chance to kind of catch your breath, what do you think?
Ooh. I don't know. It's just like I've this overwhelming urge to go through this book some more.
Do you think you want to?
I mean, part of me is like, what happened? Where am I? Where'd everyone go? Like, there's the thought bubbles. Wait, where is everyone? Where am I? And then like I'm just looking and like there's like the light catches on the gem as it like reflects in the eye as I'm like the hands like reaching to open the book. I'm like, what is going on right now?
Catwoman, you're caught between the gem and the book. They're both striking.
I know. It's really where the hell is Strange when you need him? Like, what do I do with this?
Who do you think you can call? Do you know anybody else who dabbles in the supernatural? Or like, do you want to call maybe some former villainous colleagues that might be able to help? Or do you want to call the hole in the wall?
I think I'm going to like that's when like I look out and I see like a billboard advertising what was it, the amazing Zatara, as I'm like I guess I have to like I'm gonna go try to visit her like as a like like I'm like hugging like the book tight and like the gems facing out and like the fingers are like stroking it like Gollum in the Ring.
So tell me, what went wrong the last time that you interacted with Zatanna?
Oh, I mean, this was way back, definitely back in my more just self-serving days, where I was trying to like literally like uh she caught me trying to steal some other I didn't know it was mystical. I was just like, hey, somebody wants this, they're gonna pay for it. I'm good. I think I can get it.
Absolutely. And I think, she's the kind of character who has a regular gig in several places. I put a picture in of her current costume in the NPC tab. And I imagine we see you pop up backstage.
Yeah, the phone just keeps going off.
Yeah. And she's coming back to her dressing room and opens it up, and you're there.
Yep.
And she maybe starts to open her mouth, and then she sees the book. And she says, what?
And like there's like
What have you done?
I don't know what's going on.
Is that the Darkhold?
Yeah, look. Yes.
Can you set it down on the counter there?
And like, she's struggling.
Set it down.
Like
she's kind of raised her hands, like maybe a defensive. Like if you can't put it down, she's clearly worried.
And like she puts it down, but like her hands are still on it. And like it's like one hand, the gloved hand sliding over the top and like tracing the diamond.
You shouldn't be touching that.
I don't know what to do.
Do you have any friends? She says that in a way that says that she clearly doesn't think you do.
Okay. Before I answer that, I definitely want to say I'm probably sharing a vulnerability and weakness with her right now.
Oh, I think that's
So
absolutely
she already
correct.
had, I mean, she gets influence over me again. So I
Mhm.
guess she shifted my enables, but then like I asked them who they'd like me to be. And maybe that could tie into that. Do you have any friends?
Yeah,
Thing?
I think that she doesn't think you do, and she's genuinely worried, because if you don't have friends, this is going to be very bad. And I think her vision of you is certainly freak up and mundane down.
Okay, that works.
Do you want to reject that?
No.
Okay.
I
just
mean,
want to check
like,
in. Yeah.
there's a lot going on right now. And like do you have any friends? And that's when like another text,
Ding.
I'm like, and like she manages like to pull away from the book to pull the phone out. So I guess, yeah, mark potential if I show them that person.
Yeah.
As like I managed, like just like basically sort of not even collapse, but it's like almost like I'm thrown back.
He goes, you're going to need to get your friends here. And then I can do something temporary, but she pauses. There's already a shard of the gem in you.
What does that mean? What is this? What is going on?
Call your friends
And that's when like
first.
Yeah. And I'm like, I text the location. Hey, I need you here now, please, Harry.
So let's come back and we'll interject that text in just a moment. But Daredevil, She-Hulk, we see you in this place. Reed is kind of, you can tell he's coming to, because his form will solidify, and he looks up kind of crazy-eyed at you. Where am I? Where's Doom?
Doom is not the concern at the moment.
No, he did this to me, to my friends.
Yeah, I understand that, but you just take a breath, take in the situation. You almost got yourself into a really bad situation back there that would have hurt a lot of people.
Kind of turns and looks at you, Jennifer. He's like, you're another Hulk. You know
Yeah.
what this is like.
I do.
Someone do that to you?
Yeah, to save my life.
That kind of quiets him. What do you two want?
We want to help you.
And your friends.
How do you know about that?
We found the warehouse where they were.
And
Right now, Shield is doing their best to keep them alive and in good condition.
that's probably the best thing.
Yeah,
Sheila has contacts with Star Labs. Maybe Star Labs can help.
Doom was never going to help you, no matter what you did to him.
No,
In fact,
no, I don't care.
He deliberately provoked you this attack. You understand, in order to further his own interests.
No. I was gonna kill him.
I know. I get that. I get wanting to kill somebody who did this, but you can't. Look, you're a scientist, right? A brilliant one, from what I understand, from what Ben was saying. Use your brain.
All right.
Find a,
She-Hulk,
find a way out of this.
you are trying to talk him down. You are trying to provoke him.
Yep.
So let's have you roll superior.
7.
7.
So let's see.
I think there's that moment when you're talking to him when he kind of explodes outwards, like Mr. Fantastic style. Like suddenly he's filling the room, pushing you guys back and stuff, and it's that smashing through walls kind of thing, and then he collapses again into a heap, and you can gain influence over him.
Yeah,
and he just kind of like exhaustedly crashes, like that's used the last of his energy for a while, and he goes out again. And I think that's the moment, Daredevil, She-Hulk, that you get the text from Catwoman, help, need you here right now.
yeah, and with when the her phone beeps, Jennifer scoops it out of her pocket so quickly it like flies up in the air, and she has to snatch it on the way down, and because she's been interrupting this thing to nervously text Catwoman and impotently put her phone back in her pocket, and she says, Catwoman's in trouble. I'm going. And she looks at Daredevil.
You're just leaving?
I gotta go. You can stay, but that's your choice. I
She-Hulk,
gotta go.
You can't just leave me.
Catwoman's in trouble, she says.
Catwoman's she'll be fine. She sent a text. It's not an emergency. we've got a real situation right here.
I know. So your choice. And she goes.
Well, Daredevil, you are provoking She-Hulk here.
Sure.
Do you have influence over She-Hulk?
I do.
She does. He does.
Okay, so let's have you roll.
That is a 9.
That is a 9. So you get to choose one. If they agree, if they go along with you, we'll add a team to the team pool. Or you can choose that if they don't do it, they mark a condition. What do you think is more appropriate here, Daredevil?
Well, it's both. Both of those apply, don't they, Lowell?
Oh yeah.
No, 10 plus both apply, right?
Yeah, no, it's 7 and 9.
Oh, I'm
Daredevil
sorry. Excuse
chooses
me.
one to
Excuse me.
apply.
Excuse me. My mistake.
So which two of those things is it apply? Is it carrot or stick?
I think we're gonna go with stick. If they don't do
Okay.
it, they mark a condition.
Okay. She-Hulk goes. I'm sorry. I am going to mark guilty.
Okay.
And she goes to the door and bounds away.
Yeah, and I'm attempting to clear my angry condition by hurting
Okay.
someone. So
Yeah.
I think as She-Hulk is leaving, Daredevil just yells out, "That's fine. I guess I know who I can count on now."
I can't mark guilty twice.
But yeah, you can clear your angry as you kind of, vent a little there, Daredevil. What are you going to do? So let's do this. Let's kind of see where Daredevil goes, and then let's bring, I think, Catwoman and She-Hulk together makes sense. So you've got Reed Richards here. He's unconscious. She-Hulk is taken off. You do have the address that Catwoman has asked people to go to. Who is it that you would call on to help you?
I am. Let's take a look.
Could be an existing NPC, or if you want to add somebody in, we can do that.
Would I know any Shield agents?
How would you? Like what would be the sitch?
I think that I've probably seen someone on TV, right? Like, because Shield, I don't think
Okay.
is like real secretive of their existence. I'm not sure. So I can look up, agent. Oh my gosh, what's his name? The guy
Coulson?
with the trading cards.
Okay. So yeah, we can assume that you've had some contact in the past, and maybe you have a private number, and you'll get that Coulson.
Hey, I've got a bit of a situation. You probably already know you took in some interesting cases earlier today.
This is young Master Daredevil, isn't it?
That's right.
Yes, was that you who called us earlier about the warehouse?
Yeah, I've got one more, but I want you to come and take a look at this personally, if you can.
I'm guessing this has to do with the Letvarian incident earlier.
You are very good at connecting the dots, Agent Coulson. Did you know that?
I'm willing to come and take a look, but I just want you to know, if we come, we will be taking him with us. Because of what has occurred to him mutagenically, and because he attacked a Latvian embassy on US soil. And if he's not taken in and put under wraps, then there are going to be other people that are going to be looking for him.
No, I get that. But honestly, I don't know what else to do.
Is he secured?
I wouldn't quite call it that. He's unconscious at the moment.
All right. Well, we will be there soon.
Okay.
You realize you haven't given him an address, but he
Right.
hangs up.
Uh,
I assume you stay until Shield arrives.
yeah, I'm gonna. I want to talk with them, so I'm
Okay.
gonna stay, and I'm not hiding away this time.
Okay. Well, then we'll come back to you with the conversation with Coulson in a minute. Catwoman, you sit down, and Satana says, "So, how?"
There was this, I don't know, were you watching the news at all? No, you're busy.
I just had a show.
Sorry. Look, there was this attack on Doom. This guy had this. He stole it. He had it stolen from the library or whatever. We managed to get away from him and get it out of there.
Where's your little sorceress buddy?
I don't know where he is.
Oh, just
Oh, so you
ask.
know that much, huh?
I've seen the footage from you in the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yes. I don't know. He had to go do magic things.
So,
Stupid doctor. Ugh.
well, you're going to need him because you're going to need all the friends that you can get.
You know, when you really emphasize friends like that, it makes me really wanna hurt you, punch you right now.
Good cue.
Came to you for help, not to
And
be
I'm-
judged.
And I'm helping. But the problem is that in order to do what I know, it's going to take a number of people who care about you.
So it's a very small list.
She doesn't say anything. Like she stops the judgy face when you say that. And she goes over, in like does the incantation, comes back with some coffee.
I want to try and pierce her mask.
Okay.
Yeah, like while I'm sitting here, I'm like, because like she's judging me, and I'm like, I can't be for help. What the hell? Like good. Okay, no, I have a minus to defender reject. So this is just a flat roll.
Yeah.
I got an 8. So
Okay. So what is it you want to know?
What do you want me to do?
I think she doesn't know. She's deeply jealous of you because, Batman, you're doing the superhero thing. Like she has a father who would never let her do this. And while she's putting on a facade, she is very deeply jealous of you.
And I'll do like the pull my knees up into my chest thing as I'm just like sitting back and like we're looking at each other. It's like I almost reached to pull the cowl back, but then I'm like, no, we're not there yet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. Are you serious? Like, I don't. You should be happy with what you've got.
She kind of looks up because of course, she doesn't quite realize how much she's given away in this conversation.
Yeah.
And I think she is like a little, just drink your coffee. And I think we hear probably, I'm assuming it is stomping steps.
Oh yeah,
of-
yeah. There's this quiet thump in the parking lot.
In through to Zatanna,
Yeah,
like
Zatanna
says
saying,
something,
Yep.
and when you go to open the door to the theater, She-Hulk, it opens right into the dressing room. You see the
That's
two of them sitting.
that's good, because otherwise my first line was going to be sorry about the door.
What do you say, Catwoman?
Yeah, I see. She-Hulk.
Just She-Hulk.
Yeah. And you know, like at first, like the eyes light up, and then they're like, oh. But then, like, you know, looking back to you, and like you see, like she's like in a very defensive posture, like, you know, arms wrapped around her knees up to her chest, and
Are you all right?
I don't know.
Shit.
Where's Daredevil?
Fuck Daredevil.
Zatanna's eyes get wide.
I'm here. God damn it.
She says, your friend has, in doing what needed to be done, has opened herself up to dangerous powers. And it's going to take a number of people to help her clear this from her. I
will do whatever it takes.
I can hold the book in limbo for a time. And that should help curb the impulses that you have right now. Kind of looks back at you, Selena. And once you get the rest of your team together, we can work to get that shard out of your heart.
Shard. What shard?
It is a magical gem, and there is a shadow of it that is within her right now.
Jennifer is trying not to cry. She
It
is
Hey,
in fury, impotent fury.
it's not and this is when Catwoman gets up and like goes over to like hug you. I'm like, look, it's not that bad, right? It's only a tiny shard. So look, we can get through this. As I'm trying to comfort and support you.
I like that.
I think I have influence over you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and Ben, the only two. There's a 7, so
Okay. Do you open up, respond to this, Jennifer?
I do.
Potential, condition clear, or shift labels?
I'm going to clear a condition.
Okay.
I'm going to clear angry.
Okay. Kind of come down off of that.
And is this a hug?
yeah, like I'm reaching up to like wrap my arms around you and like, you know, round.
And She-Hulk responds very physically. I mean, not, not that she crushes you or anything like that, but she wraps her arms around you like she's trying to protect you from the world. And I'm going to try to comfort you right back.
Okay.
That's a 9.
To 9. So do you respond? Are you opening up there?
Yeah, totally. As of like, well, I'm hoping to. Brandon gets to be the final say. As like, yeah, you're like, we're hugging, and then like, so I'm like looking into your eyes, and I'm like leaning up on my toes as to like I'm like maybe going about to kiss you, and then that's when like Zatanna coughs. As I'm like, oh,
Yeah, but that energy was absolutely there
okay.
for a moment.
So do you think that counts as opening up?
Okay.
Okay. What was it? Let's see. Mark potential, clear condition, or shift labels. I'm gonna clear the condition.
Okay.
I'm not so even as a but like I pull away, like blushing slightly, as I'm looking between the two. Thanks.
Until you can get everybody together, and until I can get this set, you shouldn't be alone.
No problem.
Catwoman, how do you react to that? Because you're used to being a loner.
Yeah. I laugh, and then I blush, and then like, wait a second, what?
It's a good point for us to cut.
I wanted to ask, would
Yeah.
for Brandon, would any of that have been sharing a vulnerability?
Ooh, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. What does sharing a vulnerability do?
For you, when
Rose
you share
69.
vulnerability, yeah, or weakness with someone, you give them influence, which she's already got, and hold to, and you can spend that hold to help them as if it were team.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
What do you want to shift then?
Oh, what do I want to shift? Let's
Yeah.
see. Mundane up. Actually, no. Mundane as it was. Savior up and danger down.
Okay.
My hero. And then my vulnerability weakness. You get influence over me, so you get to shift my labels. Who would you like me to be?
I'd like you to remember that you've always got a friend.
Okay.
And even more than that.
Okay. So would you say me trying to kiss you counts as showing you that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
And being willing to kind of give up being a loner for a little bit at least.
Yeah. And if they're a teammate, add a team to the pool no matter what. So,
team one.
So you get to shift my labels.
Okay. Well, I think that I think your superior comes down one.
That's fair.
And I think your mundane goes up.
Gotcha.
And She-Hulk says to you, "Oh, by the way, Catwoman, call me Jennifer."
Yeah, and when we leave, like we leave Zatanna, get to a rooftop. I'll unmask to you. Like after that, and like you can call me Selena.
And then you see, then if you do that, you see She-Hulk put her face in her hands for a moment. Because she is about to contemplate doing something that's for her is more revealing than if she took all her clothes off. And she untransforms. Hi. she says. She seems very small in comparison.
Oh yeah. I'm like,
She's
oh,
like 5. She's like 5'2".
okay.
And you know, I'm Jennifer.
I'm going to cut away.
Yeah.
Daredevil, you'll hear the sound of the team coming in. Coulson's kind of even heartbeat coming up. He's clearly coming in ahead of the team, just to kind of talk with you, and he'll, knock, knock. And Daredevil, that's a different costume.
Other ones at the dry cleaners.
Fair enough. And that's Dr. Richards there.
Yep, that's right. He look, I think he's a good guy. I think he's just trying to help his friends, and I don't know. I want to help him, but feels a little out of my league at this point.
Well, I appreciate you being willing to bring it to us to assist him. Dr. Richards is a brilliant mind, though perhaps, as you've seen here, unstable. He stole materials from the last lab that he worked with, and clearly followed his own path. But as I understand it, from conversing with the others that you brought in, that it's Von Doom who's to blame for their present state.
Right. I don't quite know what Doom's plan is, but I mean, I'm sure you saw what happened. Of course you saw. He manufactured that whole thing. He wanted, whatever that book was, The Darkhold from Reed. He almost had it. What he wanted to do with it, I don't know.
And where precisely is the Darkhold now? It's a very dangerous object that was stolen, as you know, from the New York Public Library. And Shield would like to put that back under wraps. It's clear that Victor Von Doom wants the book, as do others.
Yeah, I mean, look, we got it out safe, right?
And
I have no reason to believe it's not going to be returned to you.
That's fair enough. You seem like a young man. I'll trust your word of honor on that.
Maybe we can trade favors here. What are you going to do to help Reed and his friends and stop Doom?
Stop Doom? I don't know exactly how much power we have on that, but I do plan to make sure that every shot that shows Von Doom attacking his supposed protector will be flooding social media, such that Doom doesn't walk away looking like a hero at all in this.
I mean, that's it.
That's what we can do with Doom. He has diplomatic immunity. He is the sovereign head of a foreign power. As for Dr. Richards and his cohort, we will be talking with scientists. There are people at Star Labs who've worked with mutagenic transformations before, and we will see what we can do. And right now, we'll try to get him to a place where he can receive treatment and where the conditions that he and his friends are suffering under will not be a detriment to their everyday life.
I don't understand how you can just write off Doom like that. Like this is some. I mean, aren't we supposed to save people? Isn't that the point of all of this? If we let Doom go and don't stop him, I mean, who knows what he does next? And that's going to be on you, Agent Coulson.
I understand that. But you have to understand the situation that we are in. Right now, a war with Doom, attacking the head of a foreign nation. These are all things we cannot do. But what has happened here gives us more ammunition to talk with people about what might be done in the future. Now, I'm going to have my men help Dr. Richards get him down to our transport van, and we're going to leave. I hope that I will hear from you soon about the Darkhold.
I'm going to walk over to Dr. Richards and see if he's come to it all.
Starting to come to, after his collapse, he'll look up at you.
And I lean in close, hoping that Agent Coulson can't hear me.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tell him, I hope they can help you, and I hope this is the right move. But know that you've got my support. I'm attempting to comfort and support.
Yeah, let's have you roll here.
So let's see. That is with mundane. That is a 9.
So I do think that he will kind of sit up and look at you and nod, and you can take influence over him. And he looks at you and he says, I'm counting on you to do what is right.
And I just give him a solemn nod. I understand what he's asking.
And they will lift him up and take him away. I actually think this is probably where we stop for today. We've closed on a couple of emotional scenes with some character beats there. We'll get Doctor Strange in next time, and we've got the Eclipso plot sitting out there, and then we've got to do some personal scenes and get some of the other threads out into play. Does that sound okay for everybody? Okay, let's do end of session. Okay. At the start of every session, okay. So Jennifer, closer, image of yourself or away?
Ooh, that's a complicated question.
Yeah.
I would say I've grown more into the image of myself.
Interesting. How?
I think well, I mean, I had been zealously, ferociously guarding of my secret identity until this time, and I have, found someone that I feel comfortable knowing who I am and what that means, and seeing me with my armor off. And that's a big step. It was
Excellent.
fine, being a superhero, being She-Hulk on the team, was who I was, and now I'm somebody else to someone else here.
I like it. So what do you want to do label wise?
I think I'm gonna shift my mundane up and my spirit down.
Excellent. What about you, Catwoman?
Closer to the team. Come on.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. And I assume
Yeah, I
that's,
wonder who came to help me when I
yeah.
asked for help. So shift away, Jen.
I'm gonna take your freak down and your savior up.
Okay. And yeah, I'll mark a potential
Okay.
because I don't have any conditions.
And then what about for you, Daredevil?
I think I grew into my image of myself.
Okay.
I mean, I single-handedly took on Doom, and now I feel like I'm gaining a sense of, right, it is sort of on me / us to handle the situation, because maybe Shield and these other people that I thought we could rely on aren't going to do it like we thought.
Nice.
So I'm gonna raise my superior, and I think I'm gonna lower my mundane.
Okay. And because we missed a session last time, everybody can mark an additional potential. And I think we will close out probably with a last kind of panel somewhere else in the city of a figure kind of walking through the shadows. And I think we see this figure there walking into New York.
Oh my goodness.
Dun, dun, dun.
And that's what we'll take up next time. Do you mind doing a quick Stars Wishes? Just to kind of things you dug and also things that you definitely want to see in the upcoming sessions. Brandon, let me start with you.
Lots of stars. I think from in the Daredevil point, Daredevil managing to outfight Dr. Doom
Yeah,
was and I just not get fried. I mean, it was astonishing. It was like, wow. If video that's not all over the internet by 30 seconds after the smoke clears, I'm surprised. And then of course connecting with Selena, and unmasking something, she very that was lovely. And and sort of something Jennifer has been kind of in a deep part hoping for and not expecting would happen. So it was terrific to see that too.
nice. Any
Wishes.
particular wishes?
Heal the rift with Daredevil,
Okay.
because there is one right now. And of course, have that she was like, have Doctor Strange on the carpet for disappearing at the wrong moment.
Yes.
It's like, where did you go when we needed you, son of a gun?
I don't need him. I can do magic, apparently.
Yeah. You just can't protect yourself while you're doing it.
There is that.
Okay, that's all.
Okay.
And I always get to punch things, so that's that's not a wish. It's like it's not an episode if I don't get to punch something.
Joe.
Yeah, I absolutely loved Daredevil just like just going against Doom without a single scratch on him. And just like, nope. But like beyond that, I think my favorite thing was the argument between Daredevil and Jen when like the text for help comes in, like just like I'm leaving. You have to choose. And like so the wish, obviously, like to have the scene with Daredevil when they meet up, because like I get it. It hurts, but I get it.
Yeah, a knockdown drag out fight wouldn't be bad.
And also obviously opening up with Jen, and I love the how you played Zatanna, and I'm like, no, she's jealous of you. I'm like, why?
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it's neat because I think for me, Catwoman always represents a certain kind of freedom. And we've always seen Zatanna being a character who's caught up in things that she doesn't want. So that was a nice choice there on your part on who to go to as well. So
Got to bring the DC. You know I will.
yes. And then Daredevil.
Yeah, I big star for the Selena and Jennifer scene. That was so good. So good to see. And then big star to you, Lowell. I think you just are a master at running. The combats are so fluid and yet so dynamic. And in the way you've got like multiple things developing, but it's not overly complex as a player, right? I can keep up with it, which is really great. I think for wishes, I'm very, very into the storylines we've established and following those through. And then I, unfortunately had bad timing and missed some of the home scenes. So I want to get some of that in Daredevil.
Good point. Yeah, we'll definitely get that on stage because I really want to see you interact with your dad and everything that's going on with that. Awesome. Well, I am going to stop recording.